Why you shouldn't wholesale real estate and what to do instead to make 20,000 plus per deal in less than 90 days. This is the perfect beginner strategy for newbies. I'm going to walk you through various reasons why your focus shouldn't be wholesaling real estate and why the for rent method is a superior method to making multi-5-figure paychecks without all the risks and problems associated with real estate wholesaling. I've been a real estate investor for close to 40 years, and to this day, I still start beginner and experienced real estate investors with the for rent method. It's the perfect way to get started in real estate investing. And in today's market, with the price of homes being where they are, you can typically make anywhere from $10,000 to $40,000 per deal with lease option fees alone. While I'm not necessarily against real estate wholesaling, I'm also not the biggest advocate for it because there are better and easier ways to make money in real estate, and there are a lot more available deals. You don't need cash or credit in order to properly use this strategy. And the next few minutes, I'm going to break down exactly why and how to do it. Here are a few of my successful students who have used the for rent method. Tony from Nebraska made $20,000 on a $200,000 property using what I'm about to show you here, the for rent method. Jeff from North Carolina made $5,000 on his first deal, and he did it in 2 weeks. He also utilized many of the other zero-down strategies I teach, like the for rent method, and was able to close deals regularly from then on. And there are many more that you can check out if you go to my case studies page at this link. What you need to know about wholesale real estate investing. Here are a few things you need to know about wholesaling if you're going to consider going down this route. Number one, there's high competition. It seems like everyone and their mother is a real estate wholesaler these days. And because of the fact that it's such a popular investment strategy, especially among beginners, you'll run into a ton of competition in the market. When there's a lot of competition, it means there are many investors willing to do deals for less, and that can make it very difficult to be profitable. Number two, there's a risk of losing money. When you wholesale real estate, you're personally liable for the property. You have to tie them up under contract with the intention of selling the contract to someone else to make a profit. If you're unable to find a buyer during the escrow profit and you haven't set it up properly, or you run into unexpected or unforeseen repair costs, you may end up losing a lot of money on the deal. The sad part is that this is a very common mistake amongst wholesalers. Number three, the difficulty in negotiation. Those that make a ton of money in wholesale deals have to be very effective negotiators. I'll cover why it's more difficult to negotiate a wholesale deal than a for rent deal shortly, but if you lack especially strong negotiation skills, you'll struggle to not only secure the deal, but actually profit from it. Distressed sellers can also be difficult to work with, and if you don't have the ability to contract proper terms with the buyers and sellers, you could risk losing the entire deal, despite how much time and money you have invested. Number four, a bad reputation. Unfortunately, some sellers do view real estate wholesalers as predatory investors, and that shouldn't surprise you. Even if you're an ethical investor who's looking to help distressed sellers get out of a bad situation with their property, there are many investors out there that practice shady and unethical tactics that could harm your reputation in the industry. Wholesaling also may require lowballing your seller, in some cases just for the investor to gain a profitable stake. And for some people, that's a burden they don't want to carry. Number five, it's time consuming with limited income potential. Wholesale deals can be very time consuming. Just identifying the deals can take a long time, much less negotiating and closing the deal. Be aware that the returns may not be as quick as you expect, and the amount of time that's spent for the payoff may not even be worth the hassle. Also, wholesale deals provide smaller profits compared with other strategies like long-term rentals or flips. I bring all this up because wholesaling real estate While it's a viable strategy, it may not be for everyone. I'm a big advocate of sustainable, long-term models that won't burn you out as an investor and approaches that are ethical. With the methods I teach, you'll not only be making a ton of money investing in real estate, but helping out a ton of people in the process and not stealing the equity from grandma's house, equity she was planning on leaving to her grandkids. Why the Ferrant method is perfect for beginners. After many years of teaching real estate investing to hundreds of students in my 6-month mentor program, I've found that the Ferrant method is the easiest and fastest way to start making money when you're just starting out. I say this because I want to see you win. Too many real estate mentors out there teach techniques like wholesaling as a way to get started in real estate. And while there's nothing wrong with wholesaling homes, it's become increasingly difficult to find wholesale deals in today's climate. In order to wholesale a deal profitably, you have to acquire a property for significantly less than it's worth. But the market is good right now. It's easy to sell property. They aren't desperate. Desperate sellers are fewer and farther between than they are in tougher times. We still find and buy them. I'm not saying they don't exist. But what if you could get the average seller more money for their property? What if you could help them avoid giving their money away to a real estate agent and still make a profit doing it? There are 2 reasons people will sell your home to you on terms. Number 1, need, or 2, greed. I found there are 20 times as many people who want to make more money than want to give their house away out of desperation. 20 times more leads than wholesaling. 20 times more opportunities for a payday for you as an investor. It blows wholesaling out of the water. That's the Ferrant method. We can help both types of sellers, both need and greed. That's why the Ferrant method is the perfect way to get started with investing in real estate right now in 2023. It is superior to wholesaling in so many ways. And once you see how it works, I'm sure you'll come to the same conclusion. I teach this technique extensively in my Zero Down Investing Accelerator, where I work with my 6-month mentor students step by step and show them exactly what they need to do to find profit from these deals. Even if you already dabble in real estate investing and don't consider yourself a beginner, I would still highly encourage you to put this Zero Down method into practice. Once you learn Zero Down techniques like this, once you learn all of the Zero Down financing structures in my Zero Down structure hierarchy, you'll be able to put together deals like this every single day. Here's exactly how it works. Let's say, for example, you find a for sale by owner property for sale with a full asking price of $400,000. Here's an example. Step 1. You get control of the property using an assignable lease option agreement memo. This is a 1-page, no fluff, straightforward purchase agreement that makes it legal for you to sell the property at a profit without the need for a license. It typically takes anywhere from 30 to 60 days to get control of your first property. Step 2. Once you control the property, you raise the price by 10% to $440,000 and find a lease option buyer for the property. This takes 3 weeks on average. The reason you can raise the price slightly above market value is because you're selling the property on terms. Step 3. Once you find a lease option buyer, you collect a down payment lease option fee from the new buyer, typically 10% down, half in cash, half as a note. This would be $20,000 in cash at closing and $20,000 as a promissory note as down payment assistance to the buyer on a $440,000 deal. That would leave $400,000 for the seller, which is what you promised them. That's the entire deal. You just made $20,000 cash at closing, $20,000 as a promissory note that pays you $400 to $500 a month for the next 4 years, all in under 90 days. You got in and out with $40,000 profit in a few weeks without putting up any of your own money and without using your credit or income verification. The whole deal typically takes 8 to 10 hours of your time over a few weeks. And this doesn't just work in high-end markets. What I'm talking about here can be done with a $150,000 property as easily as a $500,000 property. It doesn't matter if the house is $50,000 or $5 million. It's the same strategy. This is why I highly encourage every new mentor student to do the Ferret method to get that first paycheck in a few short months. Getting that first deal is vital because it gives you the confidence to start doing deals like this every week, consistently, reliably, and ultimately on autopilot. It takes my students an average of 3 to 4 months from the moment you start making offers to close your first deal using the Ferret method. And yes, I've had a lot of students do it in just a few days or weeks, but they're the exception, not the rule. The good news is this method can work for you too, as long as you're willing to put in the work. You're not just collecting a 5-figure paycheck, but monthly passive income as well, all within a few short months of putting the Ferret method to work for you. How to succeed. The key to making this all work is having the ability to communicate and structure these deals properly. That's why I put together the Zero Down Investing Accelerator, my step-by-step 6-month mentor program designed to equip you with the confidence and skill you need to go out there and make these deals a reality and do it over and over and over again. My mentor program might be for you if, 1, you're an existing investor doing less than 5 deals a month and you haven't found a way to predictably scale your business. Or 2, you're busting your butt doing a few deals a year, but you want more consistency to your income and you want to systematize, automate, and grow your business while you gradually extract yourself from the day-to-day work. Or 3, you're completely new to real estate investing. You've never done your first deal and are looking for a way to get started. Maybe you're looking to replace your current income entirely, quit your job, and create financial freedom. You want to build an ethical real estate business that treats everyone fairly and doesn't take advantage of people. You want to develop a servant mindset that brings value to others in your business. I've had hundreds of successful students, many of them who have gone on to become millionaires through owning real estate. It's one thing to understand conceptually how this works. It's another thing to actually walk a seller through this process and compel them to want to do a deal with you. My training is what I like to call stupid proof, meaning if you follow my instructions exactly, you can't screw it up. I've got over 160 documented student success stories on video that prove it. And they're just a fraction of my successful students over the years that I've been teaching. My name is Joe Crump, and I've been a real estate investor and mentor for close to 40 years. When I started, I built a $17 million real estate business in 3 years, starting from scratch. In 1991, I lost it all because of wishful thinking and stupid but common mistakes. Unfortunately, I still see investors make these same mistakes every day. My ignorance and hubris trashed my credit, emptied my bank account, and caused me a great deal of humiliation. With no money and no credit, I had to start over from scratch. I needed a new way to invest because banks wouldn't touch me. That's when I developed the pillars of the Zero Down Investing framework that I teach and use every day. Over the years, I've trained hundreds of people in my techniques and led them to real estate success. If you'd like to learn more about how the Ferret method works and how you can take home $20,000 lease option paychecks on a regular basis, feel free to book a call now. Here's the link to the scheduling system. You also might want to take a look at this income earnings disclaimer, which is required with every income opportunity by the FTC. Good luck to you.